Have you ever heard the saying, breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper? It's an old piece of wisdom. But what if I told you that both ancient traditions and modern science are starting to agree on something very similar? Today, we're diving deep into the world of meal timing, comparing the ancient wisdom of traditional Chinese medicine with the cutting-edge science of chrononutrition. And we're going to expose why one popular diet trend, what we'll call dinner-canceling intermittent fasting, or DCIF, might be doing you more harm than good. So, what exactly is this DCIF? It's a form of intermittent fasting where you skip breakfast and lunch and eat your entire day's worth of calories in one large meal in the evening. People do it for various reasons, often because it fits a busy work schedule or social life. It sounds simple, but as we'll see, it creates a major conflict with how our bodies are naturally designed to function. To understand this, let's first travel back in time and explore the perspective of traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM. TCM has a fascinating concept called the organ clock. The idea is that your body's energy, or qi, flows through different organ systems in a 24-hour cycle. Each organ has a 2-hour window where it's at its peak performance. When it comes to digestion, TCM tells us that the Stomach Meridian is most active from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., followed by the Spleen Meridian from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This is when your digestive fire, or yang qi, is roaring. TCM likens this morning period to spring plowing. It asks the ideal time to sow the seeds of nutrition for the day. Eating warm, nourishing foods like oatmeal or congee during this window is believed to strengthen your body and boost your energy for the entire day. Think of it as fueling up your car right when the engine is primed and ready to go. This leads us to another key concept in TCM, not eating after noon. Now, this doesn't literally mean you can't have a single bite after 12 p.m. Historically, it referred to finishing your last substantial meal around 1 p.m. Why? The goal was to align with the body's natural energy rhythm. By giving your digestive system a long break in the afternoon and evening, you allow your body to shift its focus. As the sun sets, your body's yang energy naturally quiets down, and yin energy, which is associated with rest,
repair, and restoration, takes over.
The idea is to have digestion completed while your digestive fire is strong, so that during the night, your body can focus all its resources on its major repair process. This is how you replenish yang with yin, allowing the body to heal, rebuild, and store up energy for the next day. In modern terms, you could call this an extreme form of early time-restricted eating. Now, let's look at the DCIF model through this ancient lens. With DCIF, you're doing the exact opposite. You re-skipping meals when your digestive yang qi is at its peak and then forcing a massive food load on your system in the evening. Precisely when your stomach and spleen meridians are winding down and preparing to rest. From a TCM perspective, this is a complete violation of natural law. It's like asking your body to do intense transformation work right when it's supposed to be in a state of storage and repair. Instead of helping your body's natural healing mechanisms, you're actively interfering with them, creating internal conflict and stress. It's like trying to run a marathon right before you go to sleep. It just doesn't make sense for optimal recovery. Okay, so that's the ancient wisdom. But what does modern science have to say? This is where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about a field called chrononutrition. This is the study of how the timing of your food intake interacts with your body's internal biological clocks, also known as circadian rhythms. You see, your body doesn't just have one master clock in your brain, the one that responds to light and dark cycles. You also have little clocks in almost every organ and cell. These peripheral clocks regulate your metabolism. Your metabolic processes aren't running at the same speed 24/7. They have their own daily rhythm. During the day, when you're active, your body is primed for eating. Your insulin sensitivity is higher, meaning your cells are more responsive to insulin and can efficiently pull sugar from your blood for energy. Your glucose tolerance is better, and even the number of calories you burn just digesting food, known as the thermic effect of food, is highest in the morning. This is your body's natural factory setting designed to process fuel efficiently during your active hours. So, what happens when you eat out of sync with this natural rhythm? The core conflict of chrononutrition arises. Studies show that when there is a mismatch between when you eat and when your biological clocks expect you to eat,
It can throw your entire metabolic system into disarray.
eating large meals late at night when your body is winding down for rest is a classic example of this misalignment. This pattern is linked to decreased insulin sensitivity, meaning your body has to work harder to control blood sugar. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes. It also encourages your body to store more of those calories as fat, particularly around the midsection, and can disrupt the balance of key hormones that regulate appetite and metabolism. The evidence from animal studies is incredibly compelling. Take two groups of mice, give them the exact same number of calories, but let one group eat whenever they want during their active period, which for mice is at night. Let the other group eat only during their inactive period, which is our daytime. The result? The mice forced to eat during their rest time gain significantly more weight, develop impaired glucose tolerance, and show signs of metabolic syndrome. This proves it's not just about the calories you eat, but when you eat them. The harm from a pattern like DCIF isn't necessarily from the food itself, but from the timing. You're essentially telling your body to work a graveyard shift it was never designed for. This brings us to a crucial distinction. DCIF is a form of time-restricted feeding, or TRF, but not all TRF is created equal. The most researched and metabolically beneficial form is early time-restricted feeding, or ETRF. This is where you consume your calories earlier in the day and fast through the afternoon and evening.
This aligns perfectly with your biological clock.
DCIF, on the other hand,
Is what we would classify as late time-restricted feeding.
or LTRF. It deliberately sets the eating window during the metabolically sluggish evening and the fasting
Window.
during the metabolically active daytime.
It is, by its very design, a strategy that goes against your body's natural rhythm. So let's put it all together.
Let's compare the principles of TCM modern chrononutrition and the DCF model. First, the principle of alignment. TCM's not eating afternoon principle says the core energy time for digestion is during the day, from about 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. when the stomach and spleen meridians are at their peak. Modern chrononutrition agrees, stating the core active time is during the day, synchronized with daylight and our peak cortisol levels. And where does DCIF stand? Its main meal is consumed in the evening, as the body is entering its rest phase, and metabolic efficiency is at its lowest. That's a clear misalignment. Next, let's look at the metabolic goals. The goal of TCM's approach is to promote the body as self-repair and maintain a healthy balance of yin and yang. The goal of chrononutrition is to optimize glucose metabolism and maintain high insulin sensitivity. And what is the primary goal of the DCF model? For most people, it's about social convenience. It's about being able to have a big dinner with family or friends without feeling restricted. There's a fundamental difference in priorities here. Finally, let's talk about harmony with our internal clocks. Both the TCM approach and the early time-restricted feeding model of chrononutrition represent high alignment with our body's natural rhythms. They work with our biology, not against it. The DCF model, however, represents a severe misalignment. It forces our metabolic machinery to work overtime when it should be resting and repairing. In conclusion, whether you look at it through the lens of ancient wisdom or modern science, the verdict is remarkably consistent. The optimal way to eat is in sync with our daytime active cycle. This promotes better digestion, enhances cellular repair, and supports robust metabolic health. The dinner-canceling intermittent fasting model, while it may seem convenient, is essentially a trade-off. It's a choice to sacrifice long-term metabolic health for short-term social convenience. So, the next time you think about skipping breakfast and lunch to save all your calories for a late dinner, ask yourself, are you working with your body or against it? The answer might change the way you think about your plate and your clock. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into health and wellness.